Hey lovely sexy hobby people, welcome to today's video, which is a Dungeons & Dragons issue 28. We get some dice in a tin. Let's pop that to one side. Right, here we go. Dungeons & Dragons Adventurer. Piscine Predators. Sahorgins. Smart choice, the knowledge domain. Right, friends and allies. Who is a friend and who is a foe? During their encounters, adventurers can sometimes forge close ties with recurring NPCs, and a DM will need to spend time fleshing out these friendly faces. You can't always save the day alone. Occasionally you need a little help. Some NPCs will join the player characters for a time to assist them. Others will become full-time party members as sidekicks. We covered that in the last video, talking about sidekicks. So background contacts, campaign contacts and patrons. Some contacts aren't merely helpful to the characters, they employ them. We have had some patronage from people that have tasked us to go and sort things out, and when they have done that, they have helped us secure equipment, and that's been really helpful, because once we've got that equipment, we've added it to our ship's stores, which has been really good in that way. And we're building up, our ship is really beginning to kind of take shape with everything that's going on, which is quite nice. Sidekicks Part 2. If your sidekicks stick around, they can develop new features just like you. Learn how to play your party's faithful companions from 1st to 5th level. Cool. First level expert, bonus proficiency, spellcasters, warriors, second level expert, cunning, action, spellcaster, additional warrior, second wind, third levels, 4th and 5th levels. So, character creation, section A, overview number 20. In real life, each person is unique with their own dreams and personal goals. To create truly memorable, well-rounded characters in the fantasy world of Dungeons & Dragons, you should think of them in the same way. These characters may wield powerful magic or be able to split a tavern table in two with a great axe, but they still have a history full of personal connections and goals that tell you who they are and why they act the way they do. Think of it like an actor who needs to know, what's my motivation? Personal goals and mining your background. So yeah, when you come up with your background, just list stuff that your character might have done. So in my character's background, I'm a female fighter who bucks tradition and joined a household guard. But before I could do that, my father was adamant that I was going to become like a lady in waiting, you know, sort of thing. So I spent a lot of time in court, in the manor house, that sort of thing. But obviously then I decided when I was old enough, I joined like an armed garrison. And my DM turned around and said, if that's the case, then whenever you're in a situation where you're in a royal court seeking advice or asking for something, she would give me advantage on my rolls in that scenario. So that was quite nice. It's worth having a think about what your background character does, and you know, put it in, because you never know, your DM might read your backstory and then say, okay, in that case you've got XYZ extra proficiencies. Cleric, knowledge and domain. As a cleric, the knowledge domain, you'll find the greatest treasures are those stored in your mind. As a cleric of the knowledge domain, all knowledge is holy, whether it's through learning as much as you can, teaching as many students as you can, or uncovering and keeping as many secrets as possible. It's been said that knowledge helps with the battle as equally as the fighting itself. As a cleric of this domain, you carry the skills to heal your fellow adventurers, as well as the knowledge to guide them away from pitfalls and dangers in the first place. Our cleric, who's our NPC expert, has been really good at dishing out additional healing when we've been in a bit of heavy combat. So that's been really useful. Knowledge domain benefits, and then role-playing the knowledge domain. Cleric of the war domain. Wow, that's cool. Check this girl out. Badass good girl. Look at that. Fighters, barbarian and monks are not the only classes that go toe-to-toe with monsters. There are those so devoted to the arts that combat and battle that they worship the very gods of warfare. War domain benefits. Whatever your approach, your domain spells and abilities not only encourage your place on the battlefield, but augment your strengths and resources there. To start with, your added training has better prepared you for combat. Your proficiencies with martial weapons and heavy armour expand a cleric's standard options to further include swords, great axes and polearms, as well as full suits of chainmail, splint and plate, superior arms and protection for any conflict. Role-playing the war domain. And then we're into monsters, lore. Sahorgin. These bloodthirsty predators of the Forgotten Realms claim the oceans, the shallows and the coastlines as their hunting grounds, slaughtering anyone and everyone who strays into their territory. Nice. 6-armed Thrycreen. Oh, couldn't remember. It's just come into my head. But I think that was in the previous video. So yeah. These look a tad scary. 6 arms and a tail. That's a much nicer picture, I think, rather than the kind of cartoony one there. But that I like that one. Ghosts of Saltmarsh. The official Dungeons & Dragons book, Ghosts of Saltmarsh, introduces several new Sahorgin threats. Sahorgin Blade Masters are veterans of the Sahorgin army, wearing armour decorated with the bones of their fallen enemies. Well, that's nice of them. Right, red caps. Beware these fey beings that possess a dangerous combination of sharp blades and serious anger issues. Be warned, although the denizens of the fairy realm of the Feywild seem enchanting, they're not always so innocent in nature. Their laugh and mirth can belie dark intentions. Their hypnotic music is not always for the benefit of the dancer, and their bright and colourful magic is sometimes far from harmless. The small but surprisingly strong redcaps, for example, are examples of this darker, more dangerous sort of fey. These creatures usually spring into existence at fey crossings, the places in which the fey overlaps with the mortal realm, but only if blood has been split there during acts of murder and mayhem. Their first victim of the redcap is often the creature who has committed the act of brutality. It is rarely the last. Okay. Oh my god, what's that? Madcaps, older and even more manic than redcaps, are the wilder cousins. The madcaps, while redcaps seek blood, madcaps need demon ichor. Right. Stay away from them. Dance of Swords. This is our encounter. Encounter background. Adventuring elf historian Lanea Aloro is on the run after crossing a coven of hags that dwell in the crags of Hardenheit to hunt her down. The hags have performed a murderous rite of summon to summon a fey creature called a red cat. Escorted by the hag's loyal thralls, the red cat pursues Linnea to the port of Nalhelm, where it hopes to corner her and fulfill its mission before she escapes to sea. Thankfully for Linnea, the adventurers have a ship that can whisk her to safety, but can she win their favour in time to save her hide? Cool. Beginning the encounter, Nalhelm. Dance of the Swords arena. Oh, what's this? Dance of the Swords. Linnea uses scout statistics, see page 182, but can only use unarmed strikes for this combat. For each player character who joins the challenge, one additional guard, see page 180, leaps up onto an empty shield. They also only use unarmed strikes. The battle is a free-for-all, but challengers can temporarily team up to improve their odds of being the last one standing. The map below shows the arena of crossed swords. Each challenger starts on the edge of the arena on an unmoving shield that counts as safe footing. Outside of the shields, the bladed ground is treacherous. Whenever a creature takes damage, it must take a DC 10 dexterity saving throw. Okay, this looks like Linnea rather. Linnea Aloro, elf adventurer. She is chaotic neutral. That just means complete and utter chaos. So we got stat blocks for the guard, the red cap, and a scout. Right, there you go. So come down and we'll have a look at these dice, shall we? So we've started getting green dice. We had red, we had blue, now we're on green. Oh, let's have a look at these. These don't look too bad actually. I like the colour. Don't know what you think. Out of the box they look quite nice. I like those. Yeah, come back. Yeah, I quite like that colour. Little glitter inside. Let's have a look, see what they roll like. 8 on the D20. 13 on the D20. 10 on the D20. 7. Let's just roll this. Oh, 7 again. 2, 1, 5, 4. I don't think I'll be using this one. 17, 13, 1. Yeah, we won't be using this one. They're nice colours though. They will go in my other bag of dice that I don't use, that I'm happy to lend to other people. Is that mean or what? Yeah, I quite like them. Right, hopefully you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.